What's up, Blueprint family? How y'all doing tonight? We got an interesting show for you all, but first, we have received another great question. As you can see, the title of our show tonight is I wasn't the best husband. Now my wife said she needs space. We're not talking planets and stars. We're talking real estate. No, but all jokes aside, um, yeah, but we wanted to first shout outs to the brother who we answered his question last Friday for Marriage Fit Friday. He did reply back to us, and as you can see, it was well received. The information that we gave him was very informative, as you can read there. Hi guys, love the video, helpful, insightful. Can't believe you did a video on my issue. Yes, we did it just for you. I'm pleasantly shocked. I hope it helps others that feel the same way. Yes, I hope so too. As you all can recall, he was the brother that he had to figure out what was I forgot. We did so many
His
questions.
yeah, no. His
Um,
with
his
him as his wife going his wife going on trips
right,
and
that's right. The
him not
woman's
yeah.
trip, the girl's trip,
Mm-hmm.
and she said tough luck. So we
Mm-hmm.
gave him his advice. If you all want to check it out, please. It was the last video that we did Friday night. You all will enjoy it. It was a great amount of information in there from men who are dealing with the same type of situations where their women are saying that they can't go on trips with me and the you and the me and the girls,
Yeah.
and she doesn't want to entertain the conversation or provide a chance to negotiate and compromise. So that's dangerous. So stay away from that. And tonight we got another great question from a husband this time, as you can see.
Same one. Yeah, these husbands is hitting us up.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
good.
that is the dynamic of what's going on. The statistics are real out here. Husbands are trying to hold on to their marriages. I have yet to see a woman ask a question about trying to keep her marriage together. I haven't found anything yet. I found with
Well,
some.
we haven't had a question. Well, yeah, because our first question from a woman wasn't quite, about
Yeah, it was more so like she messed
yeah.
up or something, and
Well, no, not that she messed up, just that she was trying to figure out what we were doing, I guess. Well, she wanted help for her husband. So,
oh yeah. But
yeah.
aside from that,
Hmm.
I saw another question from another woman. But
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah. I
remember,
understand.
it
Hmm.
was something pet. It was because she broke up with someone, and then she was having feelings of regret.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways,
This one's better.
yeah, this one is a great example and something that where we can provide input and help to you. So, honey, did you want to go ahead and read? Like you said.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this up pretty close in so that it looks pretty good on the screen so that they can follow along. I
You gotta
think I'll probably
resize it.
have to, yeah.
It's down there at the bottom. Click it back a couple of times. One more time. Two more clicks.
Yeah.
Click, click. There you go.
Ah, no, it still looks well.
But just blow it up. Blow it up and then make us small then. So that we can just read it for one good time.
Okay. Let's
All right,
blow
there we
it
go.
up. Yeah.
Let's do it this way.
Well, so you guys can see our question for
Your
today.
mic not registering.
My mic.
Yeah.
Testing, testing. Mic testing.
There you go. It's all the way down though.
Mic testing,
You want me to turn
testing.
it up?
Sure, please.
Both of our mics are down.
Thank y'all for being patient as we get settled on in here.
Yep.
Testing, testing,
There you go.
testing.
Mic check, mic check. There we go. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So, tonight's question, I need help. My wife recently said she needs some space because she's been unhappy for quite some time. I wasn't the best husband and I also wasn't the worst. I was actually just being a husband instead of being her husband. The love she required at times I wasn't giving her because I was just giving her the love I've been giving for years. Along with her own mental problems that need to be resolved, she says she wants to get some space and for us to possibly consider a divorce. In no way do I want a divorce or want to consider a divorce, and it's hard for me to go through every day knowing my marriage is in this shape. What can I do or should I not do? Wow.
Okay. Let's dissect this a bit. And what I'm looking at is the fact that one, you all are unhappy and you admit that you wasn't the best husband, but at the same token, you weren't the worst, meaning that you were not a habitual um adulterer,
Mm-hmm.
someone who's out here just sleeping with women and cheating on your wife.
Yeah.
I believe that's probably possibly the worst, couple that with a thief in some sorts. Um, you're not any of those, from what I'm understanding. And I know you're
Mhm.
speaking very generally, but you're giving some good details as to what you're going through.
Yeah.
Um, I can sense the unhappiness in for both of you all.
Mhm.
And but the main thing that sticks out is the fact that you're saying that the love she requires at times, and we spoke about this previously because women, one of the things we talked about were hormones, and you
Mhm.
may want to go back to that video and review our hormone video once you see this. And at times women do require a different type of love, and that's a
Mhm.
lot of times that's during around the time where they're menstruating, in
Mhm.
which the man, and we preach this, that the man needs to step in and help out their wives, especially if you all have a family when
Yeah.
she menstruates, because a woman is pretty much has great lack of energy,
Mhm.
and she's going through a lot of pains and cramps during that time, in which she looks for her man to help her out, help with the daily duties and of maybe cooking and cleaning around the house. And I can sense that you all are probably in a you've probably been married for a good amount of more than 2 years.
Yeah, he said I've been giving her for years. The love
Hmm.
I've been giving her for years. Yeah.
Right. And then that's another part I want to dive into. I noticed that you said that the love that she requires at times, and we spoke about that, I wasn't giving her because I was just giving her the love I've been giving her, meaning the love that you wanted to choose to give her
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
years, as opposed to the love that she needs. And
Yeah.
then you won't go on and you talk about she's going through some mental problems. Be aware. This is for the audience. I want you all to understand that before you get into a marriage, I always preach that you need to let go of your bags. You need to unpack your bags, get some get some sort of therapy,
Heal
get
your
some sort of
traumas. Yeah.
help, and heal your traumas.
Mhm.
Whether those are traumas from previous relationships, or either those are traumas from childhood.
Mhm.
You need to heal those traumas, because it is not fair to your significant other if you're coming into the relationship with past traumas that
Mhm.
you have yet to resolve. Because what you're doing is you're going to try to make it the responsibility of your spouse, or either take it out on them
Mhm.
for them to help resolve you. So now that this man is in a marriage, husband, your job first is to um, give her that space so that she can get help with her mental issues.
Mhm.
Also, two, your job is to find a consultant such as us. We can help you further with the details, because this problem here is lacking a lot of the details, in which I can help you iron those out. Um,
Get help
and
yourself too. Yeah.
Right. And then also too, or if you don't want to take that route, you need to find a male mentor who is happily married.
Mhm.
I'm talking about probably 15, 20 years happily married, and then discuss these with them, the
Mhm.
issues that you all are going through. because it sounds like you can do your part as a husband and do more.
Mhm.
I understand what you're going through, because I honestly, when me and my wife got married, I just thought that, hey, this is it. We're married. I can go and play video games all day and do whatever the heck I want to do, and you take care of the kids, clean the house, wash the laundry, fold it, and all of that stuff. I'll help out once in a while, but hey, I'm doing whatever I want to do.
Yeah, and you're not alone. A lot of men go
Oh yeah, I
into
know it.
marriages like
I'm
that.
not. I'm
Yeah.
not ashamed to admit that.
Yeah, just like I guess the fairy tale like the woman has, the
Right.
man has his own little fairy tale, right?
Unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
Unrealistic expectations. And
Mhm.
another thing that you all probably did not discuss, what you all expected out of marriage
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
So you got the issue of trauma, mental issues that's going on, you
Mhm.
not understanding the full role of a husband, provider, protector
Mhm.
in the relationship,
And supporter,
a
emotional.
supporter.
Yeah.
That's and
Mhm.
emotionally supporting your wife.
Mhm.
Women need emotional support, guys.
Yeah.
They do. No matter how much you all want to be, men want to be all hard up and, look at me, I'm a man. You have to
Yeah.
show that feminine side to your wife when she needs that love and support. It's important. Um,
Yeah.
I question when the last time you all actually spent quality time together. When have you taken her out on a date? When
Mhm.
have you bought her her favorite candy, or when have you gave her a massage? You can do all of those things in order to help alleviate the stress and also her mental anxieties
Yeah.
that are going on in the relationship. I think that
Mhm.
you need to do things like that. Um,
Yeah.
and then also too, yes, she does deserve some sort of space so that she can heal her mental issues.
Yeah.
Now understand that she's going to have to do this alone. Not meaning that you all have to break up or anything, but
Mhm.
I'll give her her privacy with her mental health.
Mhm.
Don't consistently check up on the status on how was the therapy session, what did you all talk about. Let her open up to you about those things when she's ready.
Mhm.
But by all means, please, let her know that you're wanting the best for her. You wanting the best that she can afford for her mental health and well-being. So
Yeah.
you're here for that, to support her.
Yeah, and space is okay. It doesn't, I guess space can be kind of intimidating in a way because you think, oh no, like we could grow apart. But space is healthy. And even particularly when you're in a marriage, you can see yourself putting this into practice when you have smaller arguments where you're just heated and in the moment and you need to take that space to cool down before you actually can go back and evaluate the situation and come to a compromise and being able to talk. So space can actually be a positive and healthy thing that can help usher in a new perspective and I guess a different thought, a frame of mind and energy altogether when it comes to a situation. So it's very commendable that, you're putting up here at front, like, I don't want a divorce. So we understand.
Right.
That's great because then you have set in your mind that you're willing to do the work because that's what this is going to require. If more than anything, a lot of work from you, which is healthy because you have acknowledged that you have not been doing your part. So, now's the time, right?
Right. Also too, you all are in a crisis situation within your marriage,
Yeah.
and don't be alone. Don't think that this is the end. I know you all are throwing around the divorce word.
Yeah.
This is normal in a crisis situation in
Mm.
a marriage. It is not the end. um
Hmm.
I don't think that for this relationship you all do not need to consider divorce. You don't. Now the previous guy's relationship, that is one of the best. That was the best option that we could have gave them because they couldn't make it through um, therapy. The wife was unwilling to communicate, but in
Yeah.
this case, your wife seems to be willing to communicate with you because she's told you that she needs to work on some mental issue things and may need some space about that.
Yeah.
I don't think that you all need to separate in the marriage.
Hmm.
But I just think that she needs some physical space to allow her to get her mental self in order and in good standings
Yeah.
so that your relationship can move forward, and couple that with you actually providing support to her emotional well-being and being empathetic to her needs as well.
Yeah.
Not to say that if she's not also providing her womanly duties for you as well, I don't think that, that she also needs to do those things as well for you. Marriage is by far is not a one-sided relationship. It has to be it has to be two people who are committed to the relationship, who understand their roles in the relationship and support and help each other. So
Mhm.
I think that that's where you all stand in this. So I would tell you all to
There's a lot on
right,
it.
it is.
If we, yeah, it's really so many things that you can do first, and I like the fact that you're asking first off, what can I do and what should I not do? So first, I would definitely say, like you had said, be okay with the space part. So get comfortable, being able to establish boundaries for yourself and for her as well. If you have established that you all want to work on this relationship and want to move forward, then doing this pause needs to be in agreement as well, establishing out like how this is going to go. So what is this pause going to look like my husband said,
Mm-hmm.
avoid separating, leaving your house completely. That's really, that in a way can create too much space. So kind of, if you can, avoid separating completely, but just coming to a common grounds of, okay, this is what this pause is going to look like, this is what I need at this time. How can I be supportive to you? How can you be supportive to me, so that we can work through this in a way where we can bring our emotions, our mind, all of that down, so that we can come into a peaceful space to then resolve. I wouldn't say that this pause or break needs to be too long. Definitely not stall moving forward and figuring out what's the next best thing for you all to do. Definitely don't stall, but by all means take that break and just know that that's healthy. And for even you too, looking after somebody who may be going through a mental issue at the time, and even for like yourself, if you're in a heated argument or whatever, just being okay with space, and then being okay saying, hey, we're just going to take this break. This doesn't mean we're going to have a divorce. This just means that we're going to separate apart. Be reassuring that you still love each other and you're still trying to work through this, even if you are kind of throwing around the D word in the heat of the moment. Just really, if this is something that you are wanting to do, reassure her in particular, hey, I am willing to do the work that I need to do. I'm going to give you your space, but I'm just letting you know that I'm in this and we're going to work on it.
Mm-hmm. Be that support for her.
Mm-hmm.
Give her that confidence that you're going to do your part,
Mm-hmm.
and practice that every day.
Yeah, and then get to work.
Yep.
Because you have to learn how to be a husband. I
Right.
think that's the big part that you missed out on. I think you may have probably been a provider, at least that part. It doesn't seem like, I guess too much of, I don't know. Usually, sometimes finances may be an issue, but it doesn't seem like you're saying too much of that as a part of you wasn't, when you're saying I wasn't the best husband. I don't know if you meant what realm of being a husband you were lacking on,
The
whether
love,
that's,
the empathy, and
yeah,
the emotional part.
right. And that's the cool
That's
thing,
normal
because
though.
that's something that can be learned. Of course, it will take time. You need to, like my husband says, get help, like
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you can influence, positive influence, somebody that can lead you and guide you, especially happily married. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Either a happily married man. Like, I wanted to finish that
Mm-hmm.
thought.
Yeah.
Happily married man. But you can contact me through my wife's website, wifeconomics.com/schedule a consultation.
Yeah, that's the
So
link
that's
to
schedule a
schedule all
consultation.
consultations. Yep.
So
That would be great for, just in particular, just in getting the specific guidance on, hey, this is a situation that's going on. What have you
the additional
done?
detail.
Yeah. What have you done to help? Just to really add into it, because that would really help. But I mean, the main common easy stuff to learn is healthy communication, active listening. Make sure that you're actively looking at your wife, engaging with her, talking with her especially when she's voicing her frustrations, things that concerning her mental health, things that's really bothering her. Give her that screen free, put your phone down, all
Eye
the
contact,
distractions.
clear and
Yeah.
present attention. Needs,
Yep.
like my wife said, actively listen, eye contact, making sure
Mm-hmm.
that you see her.
Yeah, we
That
value
matters a
that.
lot
Yeah.
to women. Women are more so emotional creatures, not creatures, but emotional humans, human beings. We're all
Yeah,
creatures in God's
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
women are more emotional. They speak from
Mm-hmm.
their feelings. You know, that's why a lot of women say I feel like instead of I think.
Yeah.
But yes, that's what I'm getting from this is that she needs you to support her emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, saying things like, I understand that this may be hard for you, even if you don't understand, because some men just don't understand sometimes what we're going through. And that's okay. You can just say, I understand you're going through something right now. And, I'm here for you, or even just silently listening, nodding. Nonverbal cues are great too. Smiles, nods, like showing her that, I'm here. I may not know really what to say, but, I'm
right, and
here.
you probably don't because you
Mm-hmm.
probably have not had anyone else in your life who had situations like your wife is going through, especially with her mental issues
Yeah.
that you talk about that you brought up. I mean,
Yeah.
me and my wife, um, my wife was going through some things that I've never had experienced in my life before either.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to catch on and see that, oh wow, yeah, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
For a while I didn't think some things were a big issue, but once I started thinking about how she felt, then that's when I realized, like, wow, yeah, this, we do have a situation on our hands, and I really need to switch things up and be more um, agile to our relationship
Yeah.
and be there for her and support her through the tough times or whatever they're going through.
Yeah, supporting is important because it's not even like you can fix her
Right,
issues.
you
That's
can't,
very important to recognize, especially with mental
and
health.
don't try to do that.
Yeah, don't even try. That's actually going to be very counterproductive. Instead of trying to fix her, more so just look to support her, especially in a time like that, because it's oftentimes something that you can't do
Can't
anything
do.
about, and you prefer to give her that space to speak with somebody who's better equipped to understand, and then talk her through it, and help her to work through her issues. So yeah, just be okay with understanding that although you're a man and you may want to fix her problems and make it all better for her because you love her, sometimes all it is you're supporting. That would really, yeah.
Right. And I understand as a man too, you want to fix things. And that's
Mm-hmm.
probably one of the things that's been frustrating you in the relationship as well. Because as a man, I did that with my wife. I was like, well, what's the problem? Like, what can I do? And all this stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
realistically, dealing with her mental health and well being, she would need some sort of professional help.
Yeah.
So, try the best you could do in that situation is probably trying to find a good therapist that she can go to.
Yeah, drop her off to appointments,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Supportive stuff like, hey, honey, you got an appointment. You want me to drop you off? Are you okay to drive afterward? Sometimes those things can be emotional. Just showing that, hey, I'm here. I want to support you through this. I know I haven't been the best husband, but you know what? Here and now, I'm going to change and I'm going to support you. What you
Right.
need,
Right.
what I
Exactly.
got to do, like, because that's really where you're at this point. And if you're acknowledging that and you're okay with that and putting in that work, these are the things that you can do. So,
Right.
mm, transparency, that's another big one, especially when it comes to mental health. A lot of times being open and honest and complete transparency really just helps support the situation so that she knows what you're thinking, and as well what she's thinking too. So if you all can keep that open line of transparency, even though things are difficult, even though she's thrown around the D word, even though you guys are at this place where you don't know what to do, just really communicate that. Say that, honey, I don't know what to do, but I'm trying. Honey, I'm really frustrated with you, but I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to come back and we're going to revisit this later. Just that open, honest conversation and dialogue will really help move things forward, because then you have a clear view of what each other is thinking and where each other's heads at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yep. No, I agree too. And then we noted self-care plans
Oh,
are
wait,
essential.
emotional check-ins.
Oh, okay.
That was one thing slipped my mind. Emotional check-ins is great too for you to do as a husband, adopting these new emotional ways of connecting with your wife. So every day, hey, how you
How you
feeling?
feeling? Yep.
What you going? Or even just like paying attention to maybe if you notice she's a little down, or if you notice like she's not her normal perky self, any behaviors that in your mind is out of the norm, taking note of that and then saying, hey, I noticed something's off. Are you okay? How you
Right.
feeling?
I mean, and you all have probably been married for, like I said, over 2 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
my wife said, emotional check-in. Send her a phone call and ask her during the
Yeah.
day, how you doing? How you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
That really shows that you care in the
Yep.
relationship. Um,
Yep,
and
that's really
then
helped. It helps also to focus on your feelings and establishing like the triggers and stuff. So if you notice like your wife is okay at one moment and then you see that maybe she's kind of acting a little weird, you can establish, hey, did I say something you didn't like? Did something trigger an emotion? That will help you to be able to recognize right then on the spot what may be issues. If you can just bring it up right then and say, hey, emotional check-in, how you feeling? What's going on? What just happened, are we still here, or
do you
that's
need
okay.
anything?
Yeah, that's okay, and that's going to actually help you and your peace of mind, because you're, again, transparency. You're not rattling thinking, what is she thinking, like, what's going on, is she
Right.
still here with me, are we still doing this, yeah. It'll help her too. I think she'll like that, especially if she's saying that you haven't been that way. She would really like you checking in on her.
Yeah, she most definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Yep.
And then self-care
Yes.
plans are essential.
Yeah, for both spouses, you and her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because understanding that you need to take time to take care of yourself, both
Mm-hmm.
you and her. So like we had mentioned before, when your job is to equip yourself with more husband skills and things to where you're able to communicate with your wife on the emotional level, and and also to recognizing when you need to approach her with empathy.
Mm-hmm.
That will strengthen your relationship, and then also to bring down stress levels in the relationship.
Yeah.
I think that it will also help with her mental health issues that she may be going through. That's my thought. I'm not sure the whole ins and outs of that, um, but once you better equip yourself with those husband skills, she will recognize that and be thankful of those
Mm-hmm.
things. So the change in you will also bring about a change in her as well, which is in a healthy state in your relationship. Um,
Yeah, and self-care, doing it together can really be a bonding activity for you
mhm,
guys. So even things like maybe cooking a healthy meal together, maybe adopting a new healthy eating habits together, because mental health and eating goes hand in hand. So if she is struggling with mental health, go ahead and look up, meal ideas that you guys can maybe surprise her with all the ingredients, and you cook a nice meal together.
mhm,
Something that will bond you and bring you together.
right,
Exercising together. If you like, of course, when we can do these, I recommend doing these things separate as well, because you want to do the things that help you release, rejuvenate, and all those things as well. But just understand that you can do healthy self-care things together too.
right. And massages.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's a lot of some stress there in the relationship.
Yeah.
You and your wife can you can pay for your wife to go get a massage on a spa day or something. Or more importantly, you can do that for her. You can massage her feet or massage her back, neck, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, to let her know that you're there for her, that there for supporting her, and then that you care for her.
Yeah.
She will really appreciate that.
And it'll help keep the intimacy up too.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a time like this, more than ever, when we talked about the stages of a relationship, so we talk about the crisis stage, right? When you're in that crisis stage, it's so important that you keep doing the things that help keep the intimacy alive and keep rejuvenating the love between you. Because as you are in that crisis stage, you're going to naturally drift apart. So it is your goal, it is your mission to keep you guys from drifting too far apart by doing the things that have continuously helped you guys keep your spark alive,
Right.
make you happy, connect you together, increase the intimacy, things that get you, get them little butterflies going like they used to do,
Right.
things like that. So,
Right. By all means, work on staying together, and you
mhm.
ask what you don't do. Don't compete with her. Don't try to do things like that in your relationship, because that's going to only make things worse. So
Yeah,
don't do things that's going to make moving forward. You don't want to do what you were doing before as far as your emotions and your signs of the way that you showed signs of love.
yeah,
Women are more they require more attention and empathy. I keep drilling that in there because those are things that I had to learn.
Mhm.
as far as showing my wife love. It goes
Mhm.
beyond just saying that you love them and paying for the mortgage and groceries and things like that. It's actually words, touch, feeling, things like that, learning her love language
Mhm.
and what she likes, providing her, like I said before, candies and things like that.
Yeah.
I guess moving on. No,
Oh, well, wait,
go ahead.
one more thing. Just to end off with the self-care, really do make sure you spend that time for yourself as well, because you want to make sure that your cup is up, because as much as we're telling you to give to her, you have to make sure that you're able to give. And if you aren't in a space where you're feeling rejuvenated, where you're feeling released, where you're feeling relaxed, or even where you're feeling ready to give love to somebody, happy, in a happy space, it can make it hard to do so. You might not feel like it, and that, she, especially if y'all are already in a rough kind of space, she'll notice if you are just doing stuff to be doing it and it's not something you really want to do. So
Right,
just make sure you're taking the time to make sure that you feel good, you're getting the things that you need to feel supported and stuff as well too.
right.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. And
Yeah.
then know that you can't fix their mental. We talked
Yeah,
about
we
this
kind of hit on that.
earlier.
Yeah.
We hit on that. Just understand that. I mean, as a man, I want to fix everything.
Mhm.
We can't fix I could not fix my wife's issues. So don't think that you can, and it's okay.
Mhm.
You have to work on transitioning those thoughts out. But just understand that it's okay. Transition that with wanting to be supportive to her.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that you can do to fix. And do not get frustrated in knowing that, or discovering that she needs help of someone else, a
Yeah.
professional out there who can really guide her through her mental issues.
Yeah.
So be okay with that. It's okay. It's a human thing.
Yeah, and healing's a process too. So
Hmm.
don't expect just one therapist appointment. She's going to be back your perfect wife again. That's not how that's going to go. It's a process. So just being supportive throughout the whole process. Maybe you see her make some progress and then she may back up again, and it stalls a bit. That's okay too. If you notice those things, try not to like point those things out or anything like that. Just be, like my husband said, supportive of what you see during that time. And a good way for you to be supportive is to educate yourself. So, whatever the issue that she's going through, again, complete transparency. Have those talks with her. Get to know what the root cause of the issue is as best as you can, and then go to educate yourself. Go to do your own research on books, articles, videos, people, life experiences, Reddit boards. It's so many different ways that you can go out and just try to gain some knowledge or education or even just experience from somebody else on what's going on, so that then you're better equipped to say, I read about that. Like, I wonder if this would help. Or even cool, like if you could bring forth maybe some solutions that you found in your education, like, hey honey, I found this and this and this about this. Would you be interested in reading what I found? Always don't try to bring it to her like, oh, I found this, like this is going to fix it, but just more so like, hey, would you be interested in this? If she is, great. If she's not, that's okay too. You have better just lock something into your noggin that will help you to better navigate what she's going through. So I just give you more understanding. Mhm.
Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I would encourage that once, um, if once she finishes her sessions as well, then that's a good time to rebuild or grow, continue to grow your relationship and do things that you all enjoy together.
Mhm.
If you think so that you all need some sort of marriage counseling as well, by all means go for that after she gets herself together, and also after you get some help too with growing yourself further as a husband.
Mhm.
The missing qualities that you're looking for, um, in your on your journey on being a better husband for her, try to find somebody who can instill or give you great details on what that looks like.
Mhm.
I'm begging you, because that seems to be, um, one of the missing pieces in your relationship,
Yeah.
and I think that that as well.
Mhm.
Um, it's going to take time developing those skills, but you need to focus and be truly sold on wanting to be a better husband.
Mhm.
I think that because you mentioned that in your
Yep.
letter,
Yeah.
in your question. So
Yeah.
Um,
And ask your wife too, like even as she's going through this discovery part within her own therapy, ask her, what are the things that are helping you, so that then you can be aware of what's helping her and the things that she's learned and how that's helped her, so that then if say it's something that triggers her, you can know how what's the best thing to kind of help her. If she says, hey, when I get triggered I like to listen to music, or when I get triggered I just need space, or whatever, it just all helps establish where you better stand and what you can do in that moment, your role in that moment, so that things don't get worse if anything ever happens or
right,
whatever. You're more aware of the things that can help.
right. And then also to ask her, because I meant to say this too, ask her what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You probably already done this before, but ask her what you can do better in the relationship.
Yeah.
See what she says. And but when she tells you this, don't bite down hard on your on your lip or your tongue while she's saying it,
Mm-hmm.
because as a man, we don't like to be critiqued.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let it go, breathe, and take it in, because what she's needing, look at her, pay attention to what she's saying, because she's going to be sincere about what she's looking for in you, and it's okay.
Yeah, if I may, I have a
Mhm.
great exercise for that. Within my wife economics course, when we go through our troubleshooting week, right? And wives have issues that they're struggling with, and they're even having a hard time communicating this, articulating it, right? If she is having trouble coming to you and just being putting it all out and open, or even if you might have a hard time receiving it, have her write you a letter. This is a great way for her to, one, feel like she's in a non-judgmental space. So when she's on her own, she writes you the letter, letting it all out, laying it all on the line. Ask her, just say any and everything she's ever wanted to say to you, any and everything she's ever wanted you to do. Just have her get it on out. And it could be really therapeutic for her
Mhm.
and then for you as well. Go ahead, read the letter. You don't have to read it in front of her. If she's okay with that, just you read the letter, you take the time in, and it would even be a cool exercise for you to write her back,
Mhm.
write her back, acknowledging that you heard what she said, acknowledge that, whatever your mistakes was, whatever you feel as you read her letter, whatever comes up, or whatever you think that you're going to take the next steps to do, write that to her too, because that would really be something that she can then go back and read and cherish and take that in. It's something about reading something, that it
Right.
really,
It sinks in.
yeah, it'll really resonate with her. And I think that would be a great activity for you guys to do. Even if you have maybe had that conversation, go ahead and ask her to do it anyway, because you never know what might come up, what might be hidden deep within her subconscious that she'll
Right.
feel comfortable letting out in a letter.
Right. And then also too, positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
After you've done all of those things and you all are practicing getting better at this relationship, then you can all start communicating in positivity and talk about things that you like
Mm-hmm.
about the changes that you all are making.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Telling each other thank you for doing this today.
Yeah.
This was different, and I really loved it, and I really appreciate and see the change that's going on within you,
Yeah.
and it's greatly appreciated. Let your wife know that you appreciate the change that she's making with her mental health, and you see that she's doing better, and it's great for the relationship. And in return, your wife should be reciprocating the energy and letting you know how much she appreciate you doing more work as a husband in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that being in a marriage is work, and
Mm-hmm.
it's work every day. And all you're trying to do is make it better every day, not make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind. A marriage is a job. It's your job. When you get home, you go to another job, and that's your marriage and your relationship. I don't know if you all have any children or not, but that alone is another job too, is raising your children and taking care of your children alongside of um, being a husband and your wife being a wife, and your roles that you all share and do for each other.
Yep.
So yeah, positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Because what you're trying to get rid of is the feeling of hopelessness
Mhm.
and feeling alone in this relationship. But I
Mhm.
think that you all still have a lot left, and divorce should not be an option for you all because there's a lot left to try.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when it comes to being married and having individual traumas that you need to work on too, as much as we want everybody to get into a marriage completely healed and ready to go. Reality is that doesn't always happen. And
Right.
sometimes being in a marriage or being in a relationship, a significant long-term relationship, can put up to the surface things that you didn't even know you had. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times you don't even realize that you have issues that you need to work on until you have already gotten into your marriage. And that's okay too. But just having that grace, that understanding, that patience, that support, that, hey, this is a person that I signed up to be in this life with, to
Right.
do life with. So whatever they're going through, we're going to just get through it together.
Right.
And yeah.
Right. Um, what is it, like almost 50% of marriages end in divorce. So, like my wife said, is that marriage bring different things out of us. It reveals things that we didn't know about ourselves.
Mhm.
And then also too, yeah, it does reveal things that we do need to work on,
Yeah.
because you don't learn about yourself being alone.
Mm-mm.
You do learn some things, but socially on the outside, it takes
Mhm.
another person to really bring that out of you.
Mhm.
And what best person to do that other than someone that you love?
Yeah.
And often at times someone that you love more than yourself.
Yeah.
But I believe that you all can work on this relationship. Understand that this marriage, all marriages, is not just 50-50. And at times you need to pick up some slack where your wife may be needing more support at,
Mhm.
and that's okay. So
Yeah.
be more supportive with your wife. You both be patient. Allow your wife space for her mental healing. You get some consulting help with being a husband and making yourself better at being a husband moving
Mhm.
forward. Um, and also to be kind to each other, heal, give that positive reinforcement with each other, do things that make you all feel good about each other.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that you all can be on a path moving forward and
Yeah.
expecting greater things in the future out of this marriage.
Yeah.
You all can do it. I'm betting on you all.
Yeah, I always think about like when you're growing and that relationships are often a reflection of you and what's
Mm-hmm.
inside of you. So if you see your relationship right now is kind of in a rocky state, like you have put up here and that, you're nervous about, you need help, you're saying that. So you recognize that your relationship is in a rocky state. That's great because now you can do the work that's going to help evolve the relationship into a different state. So don't even just think that, oh, we're here, this is the end, like this is it. No, if you take the time to work on yourself, as long as she, alongside her, taking the time to work on herself, it's definitely going to be a transformative,
Yeah, a positive
yeah,
transformation.
positive transformation that's going to take place within
Yeah.
your marriage for
But
sure.
yeah, but thank you for putting this out there, putting
Yeah,
yourself
right.
out there, and
Yeah.
then writing that question.
Hmm.
Um,
A lot of people are dealing with stuff like this. And that's why we started this channel, was really to not just highlight the negative things that relationships are going through or
right.
to pit men and a woman against each other. We talk about this all the time. This is really for unifying the man and the woman, coming together and equipping us with solutions, because where have we learned how to be a wife, how to be a husband, how to have a good relationship? And these are the core things that our society needs. Like
Right.
that is how we function as a society. You need to know these things, yet we aren't taught them. So
Right.
that's
Because
what the space is for.
like my wife was saying, to expound upon that, 64% of children are born in single households.
Yeah.
So we don't get those examples of what a working marriage looks like.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Hmm.
I had it for early parts of my life, but when I into my preteens and teenage years, I didn't have that example.
Yeah.
My wife didn't. That's very common.
And maybe you didn't. So
Right.
that's okay
You
too.
right.
Yeah, and be patient with that. Like that's especially if you didn't see a husband. You don't know. You can't, as much as we say like a woman needs to know how to be a wife, well, a man needs to know how to be a husband too. And
Right.
sometimes that's
And we
hard to
don't have
happen.
those examples.
Right. That's hard
So
to
let
happen.
us, let us be a guide
Hmm.
to those people out there who are looking how to become more marriage fit, in their relationship. And then also too, so that families can grow, relationships can get stronger, and then also bonds can be even stronger as well.
Yeah.
But we also want to provide guidance and also be an example for the community.
It's good for us too. We're a married couple and we're going to stay together. So as much as that's the big advice that matters, like you want somebody who is in a happy, healthy marriage giving advice, because then they're the ones also going to give out the advice that they're using, and they're going to be looking for it to help them as well too. You're not going to just tell you anything.
Yeah, but before we go, my wife made a good point. The therapy that you all need in your relationship, make sure you get some good quality therapists. Vet your therapists. Make sure that they are married as well, regardless of, even for your wife's mental issues as well. You want to make sure that the therapist is married, has a healthy marriage relationship as well, because you don't want somebody who's bad off giving anybody advice or information, about themselves or even about how to be a husband.
Or wife.
Right, or wife. So,
no, don't do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this was a great conversation, great dialogue.
Yeah, Instagram follower too.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight. Instagram follower. And if you all, and as always, anyone in the audience, if you all have any questions during the show, by all means, hit the chat box, submit a question, send us emails, let us know. Let us know how we're doing as well. We take comments as well as also with questions, because we really want to be able to provide you all with some good advice and input and dialogue. So if you all want to interact with us as well, please join the show. We also do video chats as well if you all want to communicate that way, or either just through audio. So if you all can, please like and subscribe and share this information. Until next time, peace.